Voting is underway in Argentina as people head to the polls in critical midterm elections. Sunday's vote is seen as a test for President Javier Milei and his austerity policies. Inflation has fallen significantly in recent months, but so has Milei's popularity. Around half of the seats in the lower chambers and a third of those in the upper chamber are up for grabs. Well, for some analysis now, we're joined by Maria Esperanza Casullo, a professor at the Political Science Institute at the Pontifical Catholic University of Chile and is a leading expert on populism and Latin American politics. Great to have you on DW News today. So this election is seen as a gauge of Milei's popularity and a crucial test for him. How would you define the state of Argentina right now?
Argentina is at a crossroads, I think. Precisely because of that, the country has to choose whether to give Milei, who was an outsider before getting elected, a vote of confidence and advance into even more dramatic austerity measures, or sort of refute that. This election has been construed as a plebiscite on Milei's policies.
Well, Milei's reforms have been painful for some and welcomed by others. So how central a role does the economy then play in today's vote?
I think the whole election is going to hinge on the economy. And in the economy in a wider sense. Also, the alignment with Donald Trump's government, the very controversial support of the U.S. Treasury, who's directly propping up the peso right now, things that are quite new in Argentina's political history. And also, I think it's important to say that Milei and the Donald Trump administration have chosen, instead of downplaying what is a legislative election, they have chosen to say, this is an important election. Donald Trump said, if President Milei doesn't win, we're out of Argentina in a way. So for some reason, they have chosen to make a big decision.
Well, is it safe to say then that Milei is under huge pressure then?
Yeah, and because you have to remember that there was an election in September, a provincial election at the province of Buenos Aires, which is actually where 40% of the Argentine electorate lives. And Milei was very soundly defeated. Milei's party lost by 14 points in that very, very important state of Argentina. So there's a lot riding of this election in terms of seeing whether they have another defeat or they are able to come back in a way. So everybody, and there's a lot of uncertainty. Nobody's really sure what's going to happen. So people are really looking into this election very closely.
Now, you've studied populist movements across Latin America. Why has Milei's brand of populism resonated so well in Argentina?
I think Milei is a clear case of being at the right time, in the right place. Milei has been present in Argentine politics for a number of years, but he was this sort of marginal figure. The thing is, Milei was able to capitalize on a series of crises. He decided to run for president at a time of high inflation, when the Peronist Party was being seen as not able to steer Argentine's economies, but also at a time where Mauricio Macri and the more moderate center-right parties had also mismanaged the economy. So at that point, the Argentine society was open to saying, okay, let's give a chance to this outsider who's promising to
Right.
make more radical changes that they would have been able to accept in another time. And when
Right.
you sum that up with the post-COVID crisis, it was
Yeah.
a perfect moment for somebody like Milei.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there, but great to get your analysis. Maria Esperanza Casullo from the Pontifical Catholic University of Chile. Thank you.